focus on the commentating or, you know, whatever I'm doing. So, hopefully you guys don't take offense if I, like, just forget to, you know, look at the chat or something like that, because I do that sometimes. Alright, so let's see. I am spectating CDR... God, this is already confusing. I'm spectating CDR2 right now, so let's see how they're going to go ahead and play it out. They've chosen an LTTB and a Walker Bulldog, and let's see what else. They have two IS-3s, one T-32, one Tiger 2, and one 110. CDR1 has two T-32s, one IS-3, one 110, two Bulldogs, and a Type 59. So both teams have varying setups, and I think that's good, because I think what I really like about the idea of clans playing each other is we get to see how each respective team will play. Oh, and it looks like one of CDR Philo has taken a really bad hit at the beginning of this game, and it looks like he's running a premium consumable, and he gets knocked out of the game immediately. Great focus fire by the CDR2 heavies. Put two shots into him, and the Bulldog is known for getting ammo racked and for catching on fire a lot, so you had to be careful there. CDR Angie is over here, and he is looking for some shots, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and back off. Doesn't want to live out the same fate as Philo did. And it looks like we have some more HP being traded. The T-32 takes a hit. I would expect a CDR push over here, and it looks like the T-32 takes another hit. The problem with CDR1's position is they just gave CDR2 the high ground, so now CDR2 can use the tracks, and CDR Fabio catches on fire with no fire extinguisher. Pretty bad trend for the CDR1 team. I want to carry some fire extinguishers in these competitive games. The 110 takes a hit. These two guys should have pushed up already or, you know, gone back to defend. But now we have a 1v1 Azar versus... Ooh, wow, I can't even see this name. Seimei. And looks like Seimei got some great support fire. And yep, Seimei's now getting shot in the rear, but now the Bulldog is here to try and take out Long. Long takes one, he's about to die. Yep, he goes ahead and dies. This wasn't a very good push by these IS-3s. I feel like if they would have just stuck on the tracks and put focus fire in elsewhere, they could have been more effective. And yep, General Alex gets taken out by Seimei as well. So they lost all their IS-3s on that flank, so I now have no IS-3s. So CDR2 light tanks are trying to focus down the enemy Bulldog. Angie's trying to get over the tracks. Stuck a little bit on the tracks, takes an extra hit for it, but nothing too bad. These light tanks need to get over here towards the street and start flanking these guys, because Hold is on about half health, not too bad, but Hellbris is one they're going to want to focus down. But here comes Angie. Angie's making a pretty bad mistake by trying to mess with these guys. He's lucky that he did not get tracked or killed there, but he's still going in on these guys. I don't know, maybe he knows something we don't. He bounces one as well, and I think this Bulldog, Mad Max, is not using the autoloader. Oh, and yep, he gets caught on fire, but he has an automatic fire extinguisher. And that's why you need to have a fire extinguisher. If he wouldn't have had a fire extinguisher, he would have been dead by now. CDR Angie gets taken out, but he does a lot of damage to Mad Max, so I feel like that was a pretty good trade there. Getting a little bit of lag right here, guys. Dropping some bars right now. We are in EU, and I am an NA player, so I might see some lag here and there. CDR Pole's trying to reserve his HP, but CDR2 really just has the HP advantage right now. Rosa's on full health. Yep, takes him out, and now all we have left is Hellbris and the 110, who probably just get flanked by the LTTB. LTTB misses. T-32 pens his shot. Bulldog pens his shot. LTTB pens his shot. Pretty good play by CDR2 there. They just, you know, they did something that I've seen, you know, pretty much every game that's been lost has been lost. Let's see if CDR1 would do that again. Today, I'm talking about this round, I am with CDR1. So I want to see how they're going to play the side that CDR2 is very successful on. Alright, so neither of their setups have changed. Oh wait, nope, CDR1 has chosen to take a lightweight instead of a Type 59. Alright. Interesting change. I didn't get to see how effective the Type 59 was. I don't know if it even was very effective, but They chose to take a lightweight. I think that's a good choice. The lightweight's a pretty good tier 8 alternative to any other tier 8 medium. I'm surprised neither of these guys are fielding a Pershing on this map. The Pershing has a pretty good 90mm that just got buffed with in terms of pen. And its APCR rounds have a lot of penetration by themselves. I think 260 or 250, which is more than enough to go through every tank here. Alright, so looks like we have a little bit of shots traded. Mad Max looks like he took one shot from the enemy Bulldog. And I think one of these Bulldogs is using the single shot. That's what it sounds like. And here we go, we have some HP being traded. CDR pulled, takes a shot, but it looks like he gave one in return as well. I don't know who he gave it to, though. Hope he gave it to Helbrus, and Helbrus took another shot as well. So, what's happening here? We pretty much just have a standoff. What I would like to see is if these two lights went back around, went through the back of the tracks, snuck their way up onto the hill and put some fire down into these guys. But if they did that, all these heavies over here would have to move over here and do a push. But that would be risky, so we'll see if that happens. I don't think they're going to, because they don't have enough support to back themselves up. And the enemy lights know they're over here. So yeah, I don't know why these guys chose Wide Park. It's a pretty edgy map even for tier 8s, and I say that because, you know, it's a pretty small map, so you're pretty much just gonna have each other spotted, and there's really no guessing of where you're gonna go. I mean, look at the map. It's two sides divided by one obstacle. So once you go over that obstacle, the enemy team is probably gonna know. So in order to win, oops, CDR Pole takes a hit from the IS-3 and he bounces his shot. Needs to be careful there. He has all that gun depression, but this section of the tracks was recently nerfed whenever this map got updated, because before this area only had one spot you could shoot under, but it was easier to shoot under even with tanks that didn't have gun depression. After the map change, even tanks with gun depression like the T-32 still had to expose their hull or their tracks a lot more. So it's a pretty risky map, and it looks like Helbrus over here has taken a lot of damage. I want to go see how much health he's on. Where is he? Where are you, Helbrus? Yep, he's on 606 health. He's lost 900 hit points. Not too good, if we're honest. And Pold has lost about half his health as well with a damage track and fuel tanks. Fuel tanks, that's a bit of a worry. Though, hopefully that won't screw him later. So far, it's been pretty much a stalemate. CDR2, Mad Max has lost about half his health, but he is a tier 7 light tank, so that's not too big of a loss. Nova's taken a hit, or Rosa, I bet, has taken a hit. So right now, CDR2 definitely has the hit point advantage. I get the feeling that they're probably just going to wait this one out and try and make CDR1 bleed even more HP. The CDR1 lights are over here. They've stacked up on the corner. They actually could push over if they did a coordinated push with these CDR1 heavies. Because right now, I would imagine they are not spotted. Long takes a hit. Bulldogs are trying to engage, but their heat rounds only have 210 pen, which is still not enough to go through an IS-3 reliably. And Philo is spotted, so they're going to go ahead and do a push, and they need to be careful. And yep, Philo is on fire. He does not have a fire extinguisher again. He is running a premium consumable like food. And that's a pretty big mistake. I mean, look at this. He took one shot, but for that one shot, he lost about 70% of his health. That's just not a good trade. So, Unguarded Khan is over here abusing the Tiger 2. I've seen these Tiger 2s in this competitive, and honestly, they're not that effective. They're very easy to flank, and once they get flanked, they're pretty much screwed. Yep, he is going to be down and out, but it looks like Seime's taking a lot of hits from the Bulldogs and from the IS-3s. Takes another one from the Bulldog. If he takes two more from that Bulldog, he's going to be in some deep trouble here. The T-32 has a shot on him. Can he make it? Nope, Seime just edges out of there. Very lucky by him. CDR Angie falls to Wolt 83. And there you go. Wolt falls to Unguarded Khan. Unguarded Khan falls to Rosa and pulled falls to Alex. Yeah, you see, this wasn't a very good push by CDR1, and once again, they bled HP too early, and it cost them here. They needed the HP, and they didn't have it. I mean, just look at the HP. Long has, well, now 300 HP. Azar has 841. Nova has 1,000. General Alex is on full health, and then you have, CDR Fabio, who's on 1,200. He's preserved his health, but I mean, he is, out HP 3-1, and not to mention he's 4-on-1 right now. So this match is over for CDR1. But I like their ambition to push, but if they were going to do that, they should have done it earlier in the game when CDR2 didn't have as many tanks over here and when they still had a lot of their hit points. Unfortunately, they didn't do that, and it cost them big time here. So CDR2 wins that round. It is now 2 PG versus PG if it ever happens. What if two clans made it to the finals? I mean, that'd be really cool to see how they play each other, because I mean, in the instance of PG, all the PG teams practice with each other, so we'd pretty much know each other's strategies and we know how each other plays. So it would come down to raw player skill then. So here we go, starting out on Corellia. CDR1 has chosen to take 110, 1 IS-3, 2 T-32s, a lightweight, and 2 bulldogs. CDR2 is fielding an LTTB, a bulldog, an AMX 5100. I feel like that's a pretty good choice. A 110, Tiger 2, T-32, and IS-3. So what am I hoping to see? I'm actually really afraid right now for the CDR1 lights, because they're going to get to that hill, and if that 5100 is reloaded, they will probably get melted. That's what I'm afraid of. However, the way it's going, the AMX 5100 could get caught out. Oh, he takes one shot from a T-32, but he doesn't get tracked. If he would have gotten tracked there, that would have been really bad. So the CDR1 light tanks need to focus down that 5100 whenever he gets up here. They need to ignore the other light and get him out of this game. Because if he manages to win this hill and live, CDR1 will be in a lot of trouble trying to fend off a 5100 shooting above them. The CDR2 is moving up aggressively. They've taken more HP damage than CDR1 right now. And like I said, I want to see these lights just take out this 5100. I want to see maybe one of these lights circle around here, maybe one of the bulldogs, get some gun depression and fire down at him. Because at the moment, it's proving to be a little bit of a stalemate right now. But I feel like CDR1's a little better on HP. The LTTB puts a big 207 roll into the Bulldog, and that's where that LTTB comes in. It has an 85mm, and it rolls for, I think, 185 average or 180 average, so it can roll in the 200s. It can do a lot of damage per shot. LTTB takes a hit from what looks like maybe a low roll from a T-32, or T-32 set they're using the 90mm. 5100's unloading on the T-32. He takes another hit. Like I said, I want to see these tanks circle around here and get some damage done. I think CDR Unguarded Khan has the right idea, but I feel like he should have come over here and dealt with this threat immediately. Because what he just did is now he gave CDR2 the HP advantage here on these guys. If that 5100 pushes, he will kill both these guys. So I think the LTTB bounced a shot there. The LTTB also has, I think, 70 or 90, no, I think it's 70mm of frontal armor, and it's well sloped, so you can't bounce with that thing. It's a, excuse me, it's a pretty surprisingly strong tank. So who do we have here? Man, I wish I had like a little cross here. I could dial in on these guys. Mad Max is coming. Ooh, he takes a big 431 hit from one of the IS-3s, coming back to defend against Unguarded Khan, but Unguarded Khan now has a massive advantage in that, you know, Mad Max took a big 431 hit as he was coming back, so he should take him out, no problem. Unguarded Khan doesn't want to lose any more health, though, because already this has been a pretty bad trade. Mad Max did pretty well there. Got a lot of HP off Unguarded Khan, who came down there on near full health. So I feel like that wasn't a very good trade by Khan. Let's go back up here. The 5100 is on very low health now, and I feel like that's CDR2's biggest downfall this game. That 5100 should have came up here with those with the two light tanks and just brawled it with these guys. They would have won. Honestly, they would have won that. Unguarded Khan and Angie get taken out, so both Bulldogs now out of the game. And I really feel like if that AMX would have played more aggressively, and they could have easily won the hill. So Philo falls to Wolt there, and Wolt in the LTTB is on a one-shot kill, and it is still 4 tanks on 4 tanks. These heavies need to get in here quick. They need to start cleaning up on these guys really quickly, because that LTTB will start pecking at them. The 2 T-32s either need to go down there and they need to kill this guy. The LTTB is going to be a big issue now. So Seimei takes a hit, gets tracked. The LTTB is probably going to come out for a shot. Yep, he pokes for a shot. And the LTTB has a pretty good rate of fire at that 85mm. He misses one into Fabio. He gets taken out by Fabio. Great shot by Fabio. Now they have the overmatch. They all need to push in right now. They had the HP advantage. They need to put some pressure up. Now the T-32 and the 110 are one-shots. Push in there and just wreck them. There's no point to be playing passively right now. And it looks like Fabio is going to have a 1v1 with Alex Cashier. I think that's his name, Cashier. Or Azar, my bad. God, I need to get these guys' names right. So Cashier is trying to put some shots in, but now he is on a 4v1, and he's about to get shreked. Takes one from the 110 for 352, takes one from the T-32, and then gets ammo-racked by CDR Seimei for a nice little end of the game. So good play by CDR1. CDR2... Oh, crap, I gotta turn off the music. Alright, there we go. Alright, so starting off here on round 2. On CDR1 versus CDR2, this time I am with the CDR1 guys. So, what do we see last game? We saw last game the CDR1 guys take control of the hill a little bit faster and focus fire the more dangerous tanks the CDR2 had, mainly being the 5100. So, if they do that again, they'll be as successful as last time. And it looks like they're sticking with their 3 lights, who are all going to go to the hill, and it looks like CDR2 is going to bring all their tanks to the hill as well. Now, sorry guys. Yeah. I feel like CDR2 made a big mistake already. They dropped that 5100, because on this side of the map, it's much harder to get shots into the enemy team up here compared to when you're on this side of the map. So I feel like if that 5100 was here right now, he could be really putting some damage into these light tanks, because the CDR2 light tanks that came up here now, and now they're pretty screwed. However, CDR1 lights are making a bit of a mistake here, because the CDR2 heavies have already pushed up. So, yep, we get an Amarak. CDR Angie falls, getting Amarak in his Bulldog. Pretty much the trademark of the Bulldog is getting an Amarak, so pretty dangerous to be doing what he did, and he paid for it. Philo manages to bounce a shot from one of the M41 Walker Bulldogs. He is a little hold down right now, or trying to stay as hold down as he can. Bounces another one from Mad Max. Fabio takes him out, but he takes his shot from the IS-3, takes one out from the bolt from the LTTB. He's on pretty low health now. He can take only one more shot from the LTTB, but the LTTB gets taken out by Seimei. So the CDR1 lights have taken the hill, but they've taken a lot of damage as well. So let's see how they're going to play their lights now. I feel like if the lights go around and flank, I think that'd be pretty effective. Or maybe just the Bulldog. Maybe the lightweight should be up here as a bit of a distraction. And also, if the CDR2 heavies decide to push, I think having Philo up here would be better, because this gun puts out more consistent DPM. So Seimei's taken 2 hits already, not looking too good in the IS-3, on about 1,000 health, maybe 900. CDR Pole's taking a hit as well. CDR Pole puts one into Long, but he takes one in return. Fabio takes his first hit of the game, a 400 roll. Long takes one from Philo, and it looks like, why is the Bulldog circling back? Unguarded Khan is circling back around towards his team's side. I don't know if he's confused or if he meant to do that, but either way, it's not a very good choice. So right now, CDR1 does have the advantage. They do have the high ground with Philo there, and they have most of this map covered. But Khan should have gone around. I don't know why he came here. I feel like he did that as a mistake. I hope he didn't do it on purpose. And the 110 puts a really nice one into the enemy Tiger 2. Like I said, the Tiger 2s haven't been too effective in this tournament. And while they do have nice guns and good frontal hull armor, their turrets aren't that good. So that's why I don't like them. They're very easy to pen. Samei takes another one from the Tiger 2, but it is a low roll. Only 255 from that Tiger 2, which has 320 average alpha. So pretty unlucky there for the Tiger 2. The T-32 Fabio is trying to poke over here, get some damage in. And it looks like Pole manages to bounce a shot, but he bounces his in return to Long. The 110 takes a shot, doesn't manage to connect. And he bounces a shot from Fabio again. Like I said, okay, yeah, there we go. Now we're seeing the Bulldog go back around, and this is what needed to happen about 2 minutes ago, unfortunately, so. So it looks like the CDR2 heavies are just bleeding HP right now. The Tiger 2 is now on a one-shot kill. And yep, the 110 takes another hit. He's on about half health now. Fabio tries to push up, but he takes 2 shots in return. He needs to play it a little bit more passively until that Bulldog gets to the rear. Once the Bulldog gets to the rear, these guys will have a lot more room to push up. The 110 puts one into the T-32, but the Tiger 2 goes ahead and falls. He over-angles a little bit too much. He gets penned in his side. The 110 takes a hit from the lightweight, takes another hit from the T-32, literally the low roll there, but now the Bulldog's coming up behind him. You know what? Actually, I think the... Let's use the 105. Yep, so CDR1 had much better map control than CDR2, and the fact that CDR2 dropped that 5100 pretty much made this hill assault completely useless for their light tanks. And CDR1 was able to get into a better position because their light tanks were distracting the CDR2 heavies, and they won the game. Pretty good. Pretty good work by CDR1. I think they're pretty warmed up. And if they get tied at 4-4, then I'm guessing it'll just go into sudden death. I don't know. I actually don't know. But I'm not the mod, so I don't have to worry about that. Yay. Poor TV, he has to. Alright, so I am with CDR... Who am I with? Phil's here, right? Yep, CDR1. So I am with CDR1 right now on the steps. They've chosen to field 2 Bulldogs, 1 lightweight, a Type 59, an IS-3, T-32, and a 110. CDR2 is fielding 2 Bulldogs, 1 lightweight, 2 IS-3s, 1 Tiger 2, and 1 T-32. So CDR2 is fielding just a tiny bit more HP, but not by much. Really, it's pretty negligible. So we'll see how this goes. CDR1 are splitting up their tanks a little bit, trying to get some vision right now, and I feel like they need to be very careful with that. They could easily get split apart by the enemy team and get ripped apart. So, yep, it looks like they're in their positions, and it looks like we have CDR Samei in the middle of the map trying to get some spots right now on the enemy tanks who are still in base. He probably has some spots right now. Might have spotted a few of those heavies, maybe not. And who do we have over here? We have Philo and the lightweight coming over here to do some more aggressive and active scouting. He needs to be very careful, though. If they focus fire him, he'll be in a lot of trouble. He tries to put one into what I imagine to be the T-32, and he bounces. T-32 doesn't put one into him. I feel like Philo just needs to back off. There's no need trying to face a Tier 8 heavy with the Tier 8 light. Let's go over here to Khan, who already is in his Type 59, so let's go ahead and check out this thing. We see that it looks pretty much like a T-54 with a Chinese turret on it, so pretty interesting. The tank doesn't have that good of mobility, but it does have a pretty decent gun and pretty good armor, so the gun has bad stats, but yeah, God, Kaiser, what are you doing? What are you doing, bud? And the way we do draws is we really don't advocate draws. So if a team draws, you replay the match. But I think both teams know that. So one of the teams is going to have to do something, or both teams will be punished for it. So we'll see. So yeah, pretty much been a stalemate so far. Both teams are just putting, I think, some blind shots in on either side. Get some luck here. But it looks like the CDR1 Lights, Philo, and who do we have here? Angie are going to go ahead and move up along the 8 and 9 line. Maybe get some vision. I feel like these guys in the Type 59 should already be over here in this depression right here, getting some shots in. But they're not doing that. So, yeah, this is pretty boring for me to commentate on. Sorry if I, like, just stop talking here and there, because, you know, yeah, I can't really do anything. The Type 59 is going to relocate towards the middle of the map, so let's see how to play it. It looks like the CDR1 heavies are just waiting in the valley for something. Both teams are camping their bases, so nothing too exciting. Alrighty. So it looks like we have some action here. The CDR heavies and the Type 59 are going to go ahead and move up the 1 and 2 line. And yep, they take a hit, but I feel like moving up is the good choice. Now, what I feel like should be happening is these lights that are over here, away on the other side of the map, should have already been in the middle of the map right now and should have been ready to flank the opposing team. But they're a little out of position, honestly. So it looks like the CDR2 heavies have a little bit of an HP advantage right now. CDR pulled, takes a hit. Not too much HP traded, but it could make CDR1 be in a little bit of trouble later because they are pushing up. Pulled takes another hit. He's taking about 350 hits, lost about half his health. The Type 59 bounces the shot off its very well angled hole, and they move up. So now they're in much better positions to start attacking. They can start to flank these guys at their will. Fabio's taken a very small hit, probably from a Bulldog or an LTTB. And yep, there you go. Bulldog takes a hit. Mad Max has taken a lot of hits this game. The other Bulldog tries to put a shot into the IC, but he doesn't connect. Unguarded Khan puts one into the Tiger 2. I feel like if they just focus down that Tiger 2, they'll get him out of the game early and just get rid of him. Long takes a hit from the T-32. Pretty high roll, 362. And this is what I like to see here. I like to see this sort of action here. But now the CDR2 heavies, the IS-3s, are coming back to defend their teammates. And this is where those light tanks and CDR1 should be in the middle of the map already. Angie's coming up to help his team. T-32 takes 2 more hits. He is not looking good. He needs to take another shot and get out of there, but the lightweight takes him out. So CDR1 is down, a tank and HP right now. Type 59 going in on the T-54 lightweight. Lightweight misses his shot. The Type 59 needs to keep him on this sort of lower ground here because he doesn't have much gun depression himself. Long falls in that Tiger 2. Or actually, no, Long fell in the what was that? A T-32? Yeah, T-32. Or no, an IS-3. My bad. Tiger 2 is still alive somehow. So Type 59 takes out the lightweight, but now he is in a 1v1 with a near full health Tiger 2. He needs to either, he needs to get into a position where he can't be shot. No, don't back up, go forward. Takes another hit from the Tiger 2 for 330, a little bit above average. Bounces a shot off the Tiger 2. These two need to focus this guy down a little better here. The IS-3 takes a shot, the Tiger 2 tries to plant another one into the Type 59, and it does connect. So now we have an all-out brawl right now. The CDR2 heavies are pretty outnumbered right here. Type 59 gets taken out by Chesko. Fabio takes out Saints Carson in his T-32, and now the Bulldog is trying to attack the Tiger 2. He needs to put in one more shot. Azar is over here in his IS-3 trying to help, but Sesko gets taken out by the Bulldog. The lightweight puts one into him for a low roll. Actually, for a high roll. Doesn't quite kill him, and Azar falls. So now all we have is the 2 light tanks left. 2 Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are trying to fight him off, but these Bulldogs don't have the HP to really fight anybody. They're both on at most 300 health, and any of the heavy tanks will one-shot them. Seimei comes in, puts one into the Bulldog, takes out Dooley. That's what I'm going to call him. I can't really say his name. And Mad Max is taken out by Fabio. Really good play by CDR1 countering that push.
Great job, man.
Maybe CDR2 already had a plan for that map, but they didn't do well. CDR1's made a comeback. They've won each of these games pretty decisively. So see if they can do it again. So CDR1 is fielding a 110, 1 T-32, an IS-3, their Type 59, a Centurion 1, interesting, and 2 Bulldogs. CDR2 is fielding 2 Bulldogs, a lightweight, 2 IS-3s, 1 T-32, and that Tiger 2, so... But what do I want to see here? I want to see what that Centurion's here for, because the Centurion, it's probably one of the last medium tanks I would have brought into a battle like this. However, it does have a very good penning gun, but not too much DPM, and it does have a good turret armor, but not good hull armor. And the ammo rack is in the front of the tank, so, you know. He's going to have to be careful. Philo, he's one of the more experienced CDR players, so maybe he can make it work. But I think like I said, I would have chosen the Pershing. Pershing is a better tank for this. The hull is just as bad. The turret is a little bit worse than the Centurion. However, the gun has more DPM, and the APCR rounds have the same 10. Philo gets spotted, takes one from the Bulldog, and yep, immediately gets his driver taken out. His good gun manlet manages to bounce one shot, but he's already taken 2 hits from the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs are probably, you know, they want to focus him down because he is a pretty lightly armored target for this. Let's see, what do we have here? CDR2 doing something risky, but it could work, doing a full heavy push down the middle of the map. So what do I want to see here? I want to see the CDR1 guys realize they're about to get completely flanked and try and come back and pinch these guys down here. But I don't know if they're going to do that. Unguarded Khan and Angie are going in. That Type 59 and the M41 Walker Bulldog. Gotta get in behind here. Angie's gonna go ahead and start unloading. I think he's using the single shotgun. I really can't tell. Sesko takes a shot from both tanks. He's down about 400 health. He takes a 431 roll. He's now facing the Type 59. Yep, the CDR2 guys just didn't coordinate this push well enough with their light tanks. So they're down some HP right now. Sesko is backing up, trying to preserve his HP from the guys behind him. That Type 59 needs to load some heat and get this Tiger 2 out of the way so they can flank their enemies effectively. Long crawls to Hellbrist in the 110. Saints is trying to put some fire into what I imagine would be Hellbrist, which is probably right here in the 110. Yep, he's on about 1,000 health. And CDR Angie falls to Wolf and the lightweight. So now this Type 59 has to make a choice. Push the Tiger 2 or focus on the lightweight. And he's trying to focus on the lightweight, tracks the lightweight, but this is the mistake. He should be focusing on that Tiger 2. However, CDR1 absolutely creams the rest of the CDR2 heavy tanks who would try to do a very ambitious push down the middle of the map. So, Type 59 is probably going to die, but they have the hit point advantage, and CDR1 will probably come in here and just do some cleanup work. So here comes the M41 Walker Bulldog, Seimei. And the Tiger 2 is on a one-shot kill, or maybe one of the IS-3s. Maybe that's a little ambitious. He's probably on about 450 health. Takes one from the 110, takes one from the Bulldog, and the IS-3 finishes him off. Now Wolf is trying to go up here and bully the Bulldog, but the Bulldog is going to go ahead and out-DPM him. All he needs to do is put one more in, and he got it. Really good play by CDR1 there. They were able to counter that push pretty well, so
Chalk up another win.
just by doing that off of there. Alrighty, so here we go. So CDR1 is going to be fielding, everybody's in here, correct? Oh yeah, yep. 110, 5100, Tiger 2, 2 IS-3s, 2 Bulldogs. CDR2 is fielding 1 Bulldog, a Tiger, interesting choice. 1 Lightweight, 2 IS-3s, 1 T-32, and 1 Tiger 2. So, I feel like CDR1 has the better tanks. They have more tier 8s. Or, what am I saying? No, they don't. They have more HP at tier 8 because they chose to take an extra heavy instead of a light. And their tier 7s, while the Tiger is an excellent tier 7, that Bulldog is going to be interesting to see, you know, how he can be effective just by himself, because the Tiger can't exactly keep up with the Bulldog. So somehow Unguarded Khan has already lost about half his health already. Not sure how that happened. That was pretty weird. Saints takes a shot from what I would imagine to be the Tiger 2. Yep. And it looks like the CDR1 heavies are going to be setting up in the square here, and the CDR2 heavies are going to be setting up in the opposite square. So the Tiger 1 is watching the middle of the map here, and I'm pretty interested to see how this guy's going to play. This thing is a fantastic support tank, but it definitely can't go toe-to-toe with a tier 8 unless it pans every shot, even in which case it'll lose most of its HP. Alright, so the lights are out here in the field. I think they've spotted each other. They're probably just gonna, you know, stay at their ends and not push. Let's go back into the city. The IS-3 long is poking out of the corner here, trying to put some fire into the enemy IS-3. Bobby is looking for a shot. Can't quite find one, though. It's a pretty hard spot to side scrape in an IS-3. But Long takes one from the 5100, which I have not seen yet, so that's good. 5100, I'm expecting him to play a pretty big role in this game. Any tier 8 autoloader should play a pretty big role in any of these games, so that's what I want to see. And it looks like Cash takes a pretty big shot from maybe a 110 or an IS-3, maybe a high roll. Not too sure there. 5100 tracks Long. See if we can put some more damage into him. Both these IS-3s are being a little bit pokey right now, but Philo also needs to be careful. I think Philo's is going to go ahead and go back and help the light tanks, because the light tanks are overmatched because they don't have as much HP, because Khan lost his HP at the beginning of the game. The Bulldog gets tracked. Hopefully, yep, Mad Max repairs that. Doesn't want to get shot by that 5100. Doesn't want to get focused down. I don't think Philo knows the lightweight is right there. The lightweight puts a 284 roll into him. That was a pretty good high roll right there. And it looks like they're going to try to take care of each other. The Bulldog is now going on in the lightweight. Puts 3 shots into him, puts 4 shots into him, puts 5 shots into him, but he gets killed by the lightweight. And it looks like the CDR2 heavies have pushed into the CDR1 heavy square. A lot of HP being traded right now. Long is getting focused pretty bad. He's on about 500 health. They need to go ahead and focus out Long. The 110 is still looking at Long. Takes a shot from the eye, so he puts another one into Long. Long is now in a 1-shot kill. And it looks like the IS-3 puts one into the enemy T-32, but pulled in this. Who is this? Yeah, pulled in the Tiger 2 is on very low health right now. He's trying to get in one more shot of damage. I don't know if he'll be able to. This is some pretty intense stuff, because each Tiger 2 on each team is on a 1-shot kill. Long is still on a 1-shot kill, and we've had a 1v1 going on over here the whole time. The Tiger is trying to beat up CDR Same. Pulled falls behind me in that Tiger 2, but Alex manages to Alex gets taken out by the CDR IS-3. T-32 comes out, side on, gets tracked, and he's about to get shot from the front. Yep, he falls. So now the Tiger 2, who is on a 1-shot, has to try and defend this way. He bounces a shot. However, the IS-3 is probably going to try and take out Long, who I imagine is still alive. Yep, Long gets taken out. And now they just have to focus down. Who is this? Cash. Cash is now on a 1-shot kill. Tesco falls. Same May gets taken out by Cash, but Cash gets taken out by Fabio. And that is it. CDR1 wins 5-2. Pretty good games by CDR. CDR1 got a kind of a bad